Thank you for watching CTR TV. I'm Christy Olds with another special report today and our continuing talk about the Dog Days of Summer fundraiser going on now with the CT Realtors Foundation. It's benefiting 3 organizations here in Connecticut that all help animals either through shelters or rescue. And joining us today are volunteers from the Sadie Mae Foundation, one of the organizations benefiting from the Dog Days of Summer fundraiser. And we have 2 lovely pets with us today. First of all, let's talk about what Sadie Mae Foundation is. Lisa, you've been a volunteer for several years, and you've been there for 4 years.
Yes, 4 years in August.
What does Sadie Mae do?
So Sadie Mae is an organization that tries to rescue as many dogs as we can that are in danger of being euthanized because of overcrowding at pounds or other shelters. And so we take in those dogs that are coming close to that point and try to find homes for them.
And Rebecca Libro, you have been a volunteer for about a year. Why did you get involved with this group?
Oh my gosh. When I went to school for veterinary assistant, come on honey, and I just had to do something with animals. I just love being around animals. I don't need payment to be around and love animals.
The 2 dogs we have with us today, this is Bullet, who is very energetic.
Yes, he is.
And is pending adoption. And this is Miko,
This is
right?
Miko.
Let's talk a little bit about Bullet first. He's pending adoption. He's a good dog. He likes to do a lot of tricks, right?
Oh my gosh, he loves his belly rubbed. He needs your paw, or he needs your hand for his paw, or your entire body.
Yes. And what about Miko? Miko came from Hartford, right? Was
Miko
rescued?
came from Hartford. He was rescued with another friend. They had been left on a balcony and the people had moved. And so one of the organizations found him, and then they gave us a call, and so we took the 2 of them in, and they were very afraid at first of people, but you can see they're starting to turn around now. And they've been getting better and better as the weeks have gone by, and happy to see people now and come in, and he's actually one of my favorites. I think he'll be a really good pet for somebody. Yep.
Is that the situation a lot of the dogs taken in are in that kind of situation where they're maybe untrusting and a little timid at first because of what they've been through?
We have a variety. I was thinking about this last night, and we have dogs that come in friendly, healthy, happy, just ready, and we have dogs that come in with some emotional scars, some of them, and it just takes a little bit more time, so they usually stay with us a little bit longer until they're starting to get trusting of people. Absolutely. And we give them a little space and then slowly, work our way up to them, and as soon as we know that they're comfortable with people and are starting to trust them, we know we can put them up for adoption.
It's a long process.
It's a long process for some of them, but
Yes.
it's very worth it. And when they finally come up to you and take a treat or wag their tail when they see you, you feel like you've done wonderful things. So
Now, you guys are volunteers. You mentioned you don't need to be paid to take care of these animals. How important are donations and support to what you do?
very important. The organization, we have to supply the leashes and collars and food and toys and bedding and any medications. Some dogs come in, they have heartworm, so they need to be on the medications, or we do the preventative medications too for fleas and ticks and heartworm. And so it's a lot of cost that goes into, running a place and making sure the dogs are getting well taken care of.
Do you focus mainly in Connecticut?
We do a lot of the local pounds, but we also bring up dogs from the south too. Okay. So Brenda's got a lot of connections in a few different areas, and we've had many come up from many different places.
You mentioned Brenda. She is the founder, the
Yes,
one who
she
started
is.
Sadie Mae about 15 years ago.
Yep.
And Sadie Mae was one of her dogs, right?
Yes, it was a basset hound that she had rescued, and just did. This is in her heart too, to just do as much as she can to help as many dogs as we can. And I think I can speak for Becca and all the volunteers that everybody is there because it gives them meaning in their life, and it's very rewarding to help these dogs find good homes so that they can know love and compassion from people no matter where they started from.
Like this guy.
Yes.
You are fun, aren't you? What would you have to say to someone who is maybe considering adopting from a rescue? Obviously, it's a lot different than adopting from a shelter.
Yeah, I would just say, because I've adopted 2 rescues over the last 6 years, and it's extremely rewarding. You have to be willing to give a little time and patience, because it takes them a while sometimes to get used to your home and trust you. So as long as you know they're coming in and they could be anxious, and now it's another new place that they're in. So as long as you're willing to give a little time and patience and love, they will definitely turn around, and you will find somebody who will be your forever friend for sure.
No matter what.
Yeah, I think
No matter what.
it's one of the best things you can do, in my opinion.
What was it about this foundation, this organization, that made you both want to be involved in this one? I mean,
There are a
lot of
lot, and
opportunities.
to be honest with you, about 4 years ago, I was at my vet and had an appointment with one of mine, and got talking to her about wanting to do something with animals, and maybe changing careers at some point, or when I retired, doing something with animals. And she suggested them, because they often bring their dogs to this particular vet, and she said, they're a really great organization. It's something you might want to consider, and then you can spend more time with animals and figure out if that's something that you want to do. And I have found that it's probably one of the best ones around. I like how she handles her adoptions.
Yeah, she makes sure that no matter what the dog has, we really try to be there, and all of us work together.
Yeah. She tries to find the right fit, for sure, with the
Oh, yes.
people. And making sure that the dogs don't come back to us, because we don't want them to have to go through another anxious time. So sometimes I know people come into the adoption process and say, oh my gosh, there's 5 or 6 steps we have to go through. And I kind of felt like that when I was on that side of it a long time ago. But now that I'm working on this end of it, I understand why those steps are in place, and just making sure that we find the right fit for the right dog and that it's going to last. So.
Now, unfortunately, not all dogs can be adopted out. Some of them, for whatever reason, various reasons, whether it's temperament or age or illness, they stay with the organization, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
We have some that, for medical reasons, just haven't been able to be adopted out, and so they stay with us for as long as we can have them, and we give them the best life that we can. So.
And a lot of that is through foster care, right?
Foster care.
We have many fosters.
Yeah, we do. So the shelter holds several dogs that we have there, and then we go to fosters for more. And then in those cases, there are some people who will step up and say, I'll take care of that dog. And so.
How important is it for those dogs that can't be adopted out to have that family, that home to be taken care of like that?
Well, I think it means a lot to them. To not have to be on the street and to not have to be even in the kennel. It's nice to get them into a loving home where, they can find that love even for a short time, if that's all it turns out to be.
When you see a dog like Bullet or like Miko come in, make the progress, and then eventually go to a home, how does that make you feel?
Fabulous. I don't even know how to explain that or put that in words. I know we get tearful sometimes, depending on the dog that comes in. We've had many that have come from bad situations or came to us just in a bad way or very anxious, and when they have finally gotten a home and stayed in that home, it's just extremely rewarding. So.
What would you say to people that might be considering supporting or volunteering or fostering?
We would love volunteers. Our hardest shift right now to fill is the morning shift, which runs usually like 8 to 10, because most people do have, full-time jobs, and they're giving up a couple hours during the week to help. So anybody who would love to do a morning and has that capability, that would be great. I know Saturday evenings are another shift, and we do have midday shifts too, so anybody who'd like to step up and grab a couple hours a week, it would be greatly appreciated.
You guys would have so much fun. Oh, these guys are adorable.
It's a nice 2 hours to get away.
Look at that.
sometimes you come in from stress from work or something like that, and in those 2 hours you leave and that stress is gone and you've just
It's
done
therapy
something very,
for me.
yeah, me too.
It's therapy.
Me also.
Okay. Is there anything else either of you would like to add?
We would just love if anyone wanted to volunteer with us. Like, we have
Volunteer,
so much fun.
donate.
You make a lot of good friends as well.
Yes.
So I found a lot of good friends. I'm telling you, a lot. And they care just as much as you. And it's just amazing feeling. It really is.
And it is just, again, so rewarding to see these guys get homes, you know. We've had some that would not even, if you walked by their crate, would walk as far away as they could. And that was, weeks. And then all of a sudden they'll come a little closer. And all of a sudden they will trust you enough to take that treat out of your hand. And we had a black lab that was about 8 to 10 years old, and we got him, and he was just petrified of everybody. And when he left, he was playing with toys, and the people brought him to the beach on vacation, and those are the rewarding moments. So.
And even like Miko here, who is now almost falling asleep in your arms.
Yes,
like a
he's
little
come a
baby.
long way in a few weeks, and I'm sure will come even that much farther in a few more weeks. So.
From what he came from, though.
Yeah.
He's amazing now.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa and Becca, thank you for joining us
Thank
here in our
you.
CTR TV studio.
Thank you.
And if you would like to support the Sadie Mae Foundation through the Dog Days of Summer fundraiser, all you have to do is go to ctrealtors-care.org/pets. You can make a donation right there, and that fundraiser is going to go through the end of summer.